All right, that big day is finally here. It's around the corner and closing is just right there. You can feel it. I want to talk to you a little bit about what that day looks like. Stay tuned. What's up everybody, Andrew here with the Lake team in Houston, Texas. Welcome back to another video that we have for you today. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button down below. The Lake team here, we try to produce the best real estate content for you each and every week. And then by hitting that subscribe button and that bell icon, you'll be the first to notified every time we release a new video. That being said, let's go ahead and move into today's topic, which is what to expect whenever you're closing on a house. All right, this is gonna sound pretty silly to you guys, but I'm being serious when I say this as a buyer. Whenever you go to closing, you probably want to do some hand exercises. You need to do something because you're going to be signing paperwork like it's no other, like it's the end of your life. You're about to be signing some stuff, right? I would go ahead and practice signing your middle name too, because not very many people sign their middle name when they're writing in cursive. So go ahead and fill out your full name, first, middle, and last, doing it in cursive, obviously, because that's what you're going to more than likely going to have to do, is signing your full name. All right, another thing is you're gonna have to bring your IDs, any cashier's checks or wires, all that stuff needs to be transferred over. Or let's say if you're doing a wire, that needs to be transferred over to the title company sitting there waiting on for you to sign documents. Or if you're bringing a cashier's check, the settlement statement should have been released to you guys, you know, if not the day before or a couple days before or that morning of closing, telling you the exact dollar amount that you're gonna have to bring to closing. That's gonna include all your closing costs. It's gonna include all of your down payments and things of that nature. So the title company is gonna balance all that stuff out, as well as the lender, and they'll let you know exactly what you need to bring to closing. So make sure you have your IDs handy, and then make sure you have your cashier's checks if you are bringing them. Another thing is make sure that you bring any documentation that is requested by the lender or the title company. They may not have requested anything at all, but there are some special circumstances. Let's say, for example, you have a power of attorney. So if that's the case, then you're going to have to provide that to the title company or the lender. But if there is any special documents that are requested, make sure you bring those with you. On the buyer side, closing typically takes about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to close, depending on how fast you can sign, depending on how many questions you have for that escrow officer, all things considered. But I would say roughly on average, it's about 45 minutes to an hour is how long it typically takes on the buyer side of things to close on a house. You have to remember, as a buyer, I mean, you're gonna have a stack of papers probably this long from the lender, so you're gonna have quite a bit to sign. That's typically why it takes a little longer for buyers to sign all the docs rather than the sellers. Another thing is you wanna make sure all of the signing parties are present at the time of closing. That includes, you know, say a husband and a wife. If the husband can't get off work in time, or the wife can sign, you'll need to make a decision on how that's going to look, and you're going to have to figure out a way to take off work to get there at closing to be at the same time. Now, if for some reason you can't do it at the same time, maybe like say the wife can sign one time, but the husband can't sign at another because you are working opposite shifts of each other. I mean, whatever the case is, just ask the title company, ask the escrow officer that you're working with. They may be able to get creative, maybe come out, you know, send a mobile notary to the job site. Y'all can get creative and figure something out. I'm sure. Another example, maybe the husband or the wife is only going to be on the loan, but the other spouse is not going to be on the loan, which is very typical. We see that quite a bit actually. But one example is the spouse that's not on the loan is still going to have to sign one or two documents, and in that case, the spouse needs to be there. Now, whether she or he can sign that document before the day of closing to get it knocked out, that way she doesn't have to be there, or he doesn't have to be there at the specific closing time. That's between you and the title company to work that part out. All right, so once you're finished signing everything, the title company is going to give you either a hard copy, a thumb drive with all the copies, but all the documents that you have signed and everything that's going to get recorded and everything that's going to be notarized, all those documents that you just spent an hour signing, you are going to get a copy of all those documents. So, which is a cool thing. I mean, some title companies even give you thumb drives, some will email them to you, some will give you hard copies. Like they'll make copies all right there on the spot on their printers. You know, whatever the case is, if they do thumb drives, ask for a thumb drive if you want that, if that floats your boat. But you will receive a copy of every single piece of document that you do sign at the title company at closing. So this can be an overwhelming process, and we definitely understand that. There's so much to sign as a buyer, especially as a first-time home buyer. You're probably not going to understand anything what's going on at that time. But don't fret, don't panic. The escrow officer is there with you. Everything that you sign, they're going to go over exactly what you're signing. They're not going to read verbatim, but they're going to tell you what this piece of document signs, ask you to verify some information to make sure everything is correct to your standards or to whatever it's supposed to be. So don't panic. That escrow officer is there for any questions that you have. They go over this more often than we do. That's their job, and they're going to explain every piece of documentation that you're going to sign. That way, you'll be in and out of there as quickly as possible, and you'll understand exactly what you're signing. All right, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Closing day is a big day for you guys as buyers. Closing day is just probably the most exciting day there is. You've earned it. You've gone pretty far to get here to this point, and I hope it's everything that you thought of. And congratulations if you're watching this video, and if you are at that point at your closing, congratulations on getting here. You've achieved home ownership. Not a lot of people can say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you have any further questions about this video, or if you do have any other questions you don't want to comment, reach out to us directly. I'll leave the link in the description to our website that we can click on there and go, and you can find all our contact information from there. If you have a topic that you would like for us to make a video on, feel free to reach out to us as well. We love trying to produce the best content for all consumers, buyers, sellers, investors, whatever the case is. We do our best to produce the best content for you guys each and every week. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. That way you're notified of videos that we release each and every week. And until then, I'll see you guys next week. I'm Andrew Lake with the Lake Team.